over there. They just partnered with Star Atlas, and great stuff. So if you're a gamer, you're interested in knowing what Animoca is up to, go check them out. Check out Animoca, Animoca, and they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
I just saw a press release this morning that Rev token is now listed on OKX, so people can get it there as well. AnimocaBrands.com. Okay, now this interview that Travis is talking about today, I have to confess, at the beginning, I was having a hard time wrapping my head around what DJ was talking about. But stick with it, okay? If you're getting lost or confused as well, stick with it. I promise you, it will be worth it. I also should let you guys know, in full disclosure, that this is a sponsored interview today. That means after vetting the project, they wanted to come on the show, and we said, yep, we love what you're doing, and
Wi-Fi now disabled.
We are willing to let you pay us to have airtime on this show. Gang, this is amazing stuff today. Get ready for a change. Finance. Cross-chain roaming, time framing, terms that you may not be familiar with, but you're about to be, because DJ Chen is the founder of Change Finance. This is a cool app that we discovered, and he is here with us to tell us about this next evolution of blockchain and DeFi. And DJ, welcome to Bad Crypto.
Thank you, Joe. I'm glad to join you.
We're glad that you're here. And
that's good.
He's a DeFi DJ spinning up the track.
DJ DeFi.
Well, I guess for the first track, then let's go back a little bit and find out about your history and how you got started with blockchain.
Yeah, I have been in this industry for over 8 years. Actually, I started my first project in 2013 after I left IBM. And actually, I started a company called BitSE, BITSE, and a couple of projects have been created. For example, the QTUM, QTUM, and the VChain. Actually, these two projects were incubated by BitSE company, and then I started to build a public blockchain specifically for the finance industry, which is called Fusion, a Fusion network.
Wait. So I don't want to gloss over that. You were with the teams that started Quantum and VChain.
Actually, I'm the CEO of Quantum and VChain.
Okay, so these are your babies.
Yeah, these my babies. And after the project went live as an independent project, the company BitSE just captured the tokens, so it becomes a kind of token management company. But actually, these two projects were brought up by the company BitSE, led by me, and the founder of QTUM. One of the co-founders of QTUM was Patrick Dye. Actually, he was the CTO of my company, BitSE, and the CEO of VChain currently is Sunny Lu. He was the chief operation officer of BitSE as well.
I mean, that right there tells you what you need to know a lot, folks, is when an entrepreneur does something once, the odds of them doing it again, creating something successful, is increased substantially. If they have done it twice, then the odds of that project becoming successful are exponentially higher. And so here we have DJ, who's helped found Quantum and found VChain, both of which projects are still around and still thriving. And today, DJ has taken on. Tell us about you. For one, I'm blown away. Speaks, just for the quality of your output of work and overall vision for this thing, because I past, and then what you've learned from the past, and now placing a huge opportunity.
Yeah, because I a lot of time how to develop the technology in the blockchain industry to help the industry like finance to evolve. As you know, I think I think the industry of finance has to be changed by blockchain in the shortcoming in the near future. So I started the project Fusion and the Change at the moment. So my vision actually in Change is to provide a social finance, or we call it self-finance platform for the entire world. So if we look back into 20 years ago or 30 years ago, actually we can see if you want to broadcast some messages, or you want some other people to know about you, what you have to do is to go over to those centralized institutions like newspapers, magazines. Actually, you need to ask their help to create the content and distribute it in their channel. But today, as we all know, we've been using the social media platform like Twitter or Facebook. Actually, we are in the age of self-media. But today, you know, the finance industry is still just like the media industry 30 years ago. We always need to ask the centralized financial institution to help us to make a kind of financial instruments, and we just as an individual, we have to buy the product or buy the financial instruments from them, and or they use their channel to sell the financial instruments. But at this moment, with the help of technology of blockchain, I envision a kind of future that there will be a kind of platform to serve as a self-finance platform. So everybody, you can create your own derivatives. You can enjoy the financial services just through the code. Actually, I call it coded finance. So that's how we see a lot of technology trying to evolve this industry. Especially specifically, we heard about the booming of DeFi, right? So that's the vision of change.
Yeah, DeFi is the killer app, right? It is what's changing banking, and it's what the big banks are terrified of, because it puts the power in the hands of the people, and because it actually pays interest, which banks don't do anymore. Instead, they charge you fees to bank with them, and it hurts my fees when they charge me fees. So for those of you following along, change is spelled like every other word in the New English with a different spelling. It's CHAINGE, so change.finance is the website. So what, DJ, what makes Change different from other DeFi projects?
Yeah, Change has developed a lot of technologies, and it's not a you probably have heard a lot of copycat projects, but Change has its own original technology, like cross-chain technology. And we have been heard about the cross-chain technology for years, right? When we are talking about the cross-chain, everybody will mention that Cosmos or Polkadot, but at this moment, actually, the biggest or the technology developed by Change or by Fusion, we call it DCRM, is widely used in the entire world. So if you have heard about any cross-chain bridges like AnySwap, Nerve, or multi-chain, Phantom, actually their technology or from Fusion and the Change. And the change actually is building something on top of it, and we provide the cross-chain roaming feature, which is really very easy for the regular people to use. And the second, the original technology developed by Fusion and used by Change is time frame. So as we all know, in today's DeFi industry, there are a lot of projects focusing on the loan exchange, and they are trying to ask a lot of people to put their funds in the smart contract so that the developers, they can build the protocol to realize the loan feature inside of the smart contract. But the technology of time framing developed by Fusion and currently used by Change is a different type of loan service, which people can use it to exchange value across different time.
Okay, let's hold on that for a moment. I want to understand all this clearly. Fusion, that's an L2 Ethereum solution? Is that correct? The Fusion chain is a side chain?
It's not a side chain. It's a public blockchain which can connect with all of those different blockchains.
Okay, and then the DCRM, the technology, I'm assuming that's digital cross-roaming management? Is that what DCRM is?
It's a distributed control rights mechanism.
Oh, I was completely off. I thought I had this off. Okay, it's distributed, what is it again?
Distributed control rights mechanism.
Okay, and that's the mechanism that's used for cross-chain roaming and time framing.
Yes.
Okay. So I just want to get clarity in those definitions because I get easily confused. I'm bad, and if I'm confused, odds are Travis is confused a little bit too. I mean, look at him; he looks confused.
But forget about the technology. What we need to provide the user is a feature which the users need. So technology is just something built underlying. In the underlying layer, so that's not important.
You just told me my question wasn't important, Travis. I thought I had a good question.
Your question wasn't important.
It was a shitty question.
Yeah. So check this out. This is called change.finance, but it's chain like blockchain, CHAINGE.finance. Or maybe it's change, but they just got AI in the middle. Does this have anything to do with AI?
No, not at the moment, but maybe we will look into the AI industry in the future. But currently, the reason we name it Change is because we are using blockchain technology, and we also want to change the finance.
Well, that's so good. And so I've noticed this is like I've used the app, and the app is very well built. It seems like it's nearly ready for prime time. And it does have a couple UX things we've been talking with the team about, but it's like overall it's pretty incredible. And so when I was talking with your team, they said somebody said something about that it's almost like Uniswap on steroids.
Yeah, you can go on.
Explain that. How exactly? It's like token swapping on steroids. That's on your mobile device. Like that could be super helpful. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Not only the Uniswap on steroid, but also we provide a very special feature that no matter on which chain your token is, you can just swap. So we call it cross-chain swap, native cross-chain swap. I think that's the only one in the world at the moment. So
yes, that's what you said. Yeah. Cross-chain swapping on steroids on your mobile device.
Yes, correct. So, so if you have the different tokens or different coins on different chains, you still can swap it without doing anything, like without cross-chain, without having your token cross-chain to another chain to do the swap. So every cross-chain transaction will be happening in the background. So you don't need to worry about that.
So the ability to token swap, and I'm noticing there's a whole lot of different things. Cross-chain token swapping, again, on your mobile device. Like I can go ahead and take some Ethereum and swap it over to Tron, or I can
Yes.
take some Tron and swip it over to Binance, right? Like, I mean, like how that right there, it just blows me away, and I don't even know that we're that I can stress how amazing enough that is for folks. Real, and that's one of the things that when we were talking with you guys, we're like, whoa, you're doing that, like that's huge.
Yeah, and even more interesting is that if you have some, for example, USDT on Tron, you can send it to any different chains. For example, if you have 1,000 USDT on Tron, you can just send your 500 USDT or even entire amount of your USDT to Polygon or to OKEX chain or to Hackle or to BSC. Anything is possible. So just to make a transaction, just to like sending your money to some people and specify which chain you want this money to go to.
I love that, DJ. Like, for example, like I have like say half an ETH on Polygon, and I have half an ETH on my MetaMask, but I need to send somebody 1 ETH. And let's say maybe I don't even have a whole 0.5 on ETH. Maybe I have 0.25 there, but I got 0.25 somewhere else, and then I can literally go hit this one, hit that one, hit this one, and then take all of those at the same time and then send them to one address in multiple transactions, but doing it once.
Exactly. That's what we're doing.
That's hot. That's some super sexy change right there. That's
absolutely.
Okay, so that's the cross-chain roaming feature, right?
Yes.
What is time framing?
Time framing, actually, it's a kind of you can imagine you just like trading your time value of your assets. So there are a lot of service like a deposit to earn service provider out there. What they are doing is that you send your money to their wallet in their custody, and you are going to receive the interest day by day, right? But here in our application, we use the time framing feature as just like you are just exchanging a part of the time ownership of your assets and getting back the interest instant. What you will get is a kind of futures. It's a kind of futures. For example, if you have 1,000 USDT and you can exchange the time period from present time to the end of this year and exchange back, let's say maybe 100 USDT futures, and the maturity is the end of this year. So what you will get the interest instantly, and you will also have your principal and have your money in your wallet as always. So that's a maybe you when you hear it, you probably will feel it's just like a magic. But what we have done is to add a different parameter on top of the assets you are holding. It's time. Every asset in our system, in our blockchain, has the starting time and the end time at the same time. So you are just exchanging time and get back the interest. So that's what the time framing feature is doing. You keep your principal in your address, and you get all the interest instantly.
So it's just locked up in a smart contract, and I still have it in my wallet, but I can't move it.
The difference from the smart contract is that you are able to move it. Even if you time frame your assets, what you get is futures, but you are still able to send it. You are still able to move it. For example, if you time frame your
so say for example, I'm not time sharing. I'm
time framing.
Time framing. That's an interesting term. It's something I've not heard. So I'm time framing 1 ETH, and then I get back my interest on that because I've time framed it. But I could then, Joel's like, oh, dude, we need to take care of this, and I could then still send him half an ETH to take care of that, even though that I just locked some of this up. Like, how is that even possible?
When you time frame your assets, actually your spot turns out to be the futures. But you are still able to send the futures to anyone.
That's a mind blow. I think a lot of people are going to look at that and go, wait a second, what? How am I getting on money that I'm not even still get to keep them, but that I'm still getting the interest? That's going to confuse a lot of people.
I